Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So, Manchester United's takeover is looming large, and the soft deadline for bids is tonight. And right now, we're hearing about bids coming in officially for Manchester United from various different places. Now, that soft deadline is a deadline put in place by the Rain Group, who are undertaking the sale for the Glazers. Now, that deadline, bids can still come in after that deadline, but most of the bids are expected to be in before that, which is 10 p.m. UK time. Yes, and we're hearing that Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad bin Jaber Al Thani has bid for Manchester United, and he is the chairman of one of Qatar's biggest banks, according to the BBC, and has confirmed a bid for Manchester United. So we'll get stuck into the story that is breaking on the BBC and everywhere else. I want you lot to get your thoughts in the comments below on the future of Manchester United, and I'll get stuck into some of the facts first before I get stuck into some of my opinions after that. So this is the BBC story that we are hearing. Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad bin Jaber Al Thani, and I think it's Hamim Al Thani who is the Emir of Qatar, isn't he? The chairman of one of Qatar's biggest banks has confirmed a bid to buy Manchester United. The move comes ahead of Friday's 10 o'clock GMT soft deadlines for submitting proposals. It is the second public bid, or the second bid to be made public, after businessman Sir Jim Ratcliffe stated his interest last month. In a statement, the Qatari consortium said the bid plans to return the club to its former glories. The Glazer family, who bought United in 2005, are considering selling the Old Trafford club as they explore strategic alternatives. They have said, when they originally announced this, that they were open to partial or full sales. It looks like it's going to be a full sale. And the Qatari consortium have added the bid will be completely debt-free via Sheikh Jassim's 9-2 foundation, which will look to invest in the football teams, the training centre, the stadium and wider infrastructure, the fan experience and the communities the club supports. The vision of the bid is for Manchester United to be renowned for footballing excellence and regarded as the greatest football club in the world. So that is the story from the BBC with some of the statement. I'll read the full statement out from Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani, and it says he has today confirmed his submission of a bid for 100% control of Manchester United Football Club. The bid plans to return the club to its former glories both on and off the pitch, and above all will seek to place the fans at the heart of Manchester United Football Club once more. The bid will be completely debt-free via Sheikh Jassim's 9-2 foundation, which will look to invest in the teams, the training centre, the stadium and wider infrastructure, the fan experience and the communities the club supports. The vision of the bid is for Manchester United's football club to be renowned for footballing excellence and regarded as the greatest football club in the world. More details of the bid will be released when appropriate, if and when the bid process develops. So that is what we're hearing in relation to this bid at this moment in time. Simon Stone has added that the Glazer family's position has always been about strategic alternatives, including investment for a partial stake. Fair to assume this bid would not have been made without a strong belief the family are going to sell up. So far, data in Manchester United's data room has been sparse, so the bid is indicative until there is full knowledge of the club's financial position. Now, sorry about that, by the way, as well. I've been spitting all over the place. My mouth's all over the place. I've got stitches in my mouth. You've probably heard me moaning about this week. Probably shouldn't be speaking this much, but I am. It's a historic moment for Manchester United, whatever happens, whoever's hands we end up in. Now, look, we're not going to find out tonight. It's not deadline day. We're not going to find out tonight who ends up as Manchester United's owners. That thing is for sure. That's not going to happen tonight. Now, we're hearing it could happen by Easter and before the end of the season. So it's coming to a close. Now, all these bids will come in. The Glazers will decide which bid is their favourite. Maybe they'll go in for some renegotiations with some groups. We're hearing there's bids coming from, obviously, you've heard Ineos. You've heard about the Qatari Sheikh. You've heard various American groups could potentially be bidding for Manchester United as well. There was rumours about Elon Musk potentially being interested. There's going to be loads of billionaires interested in buying Manchester United. Their bids will come in and the best bid will be taken by the Glazers, which I'm sure is just simply the highest bidder. Now, on the face of it, this bid, as you say, would mean great things for Manchester United from a football perspective. We would be a club that is no longer plunged into debt. We'd be a club that is no longer, hamstrung by the owners and are allowed to renew the stadium and do all these different things and, compete in the transfer market with all the rest of the big clubs and all these kind of different things. There's people talking about Mbappe and that. Investment in the academy, the women's team, all these different things. It would be great for the football club, great for the area, great for the city. But underneath that, the one thing that would concern me is that if this is state-owned and if Manchester United are state-owned. Now, this bid is coming from a supposed CEO of a bank. But we know how these things sometimes work. And, usually they're linked to the Sheikh and it's or the Emir of Qatar, sorry, not the Sheikh. And I don't want to be state-owned by anyone. I don't want to be owned by any royal family, any state, whether it's the British state, the British royal family, the Qatari royal family, the Emir of Qatar. I don't want to be owned by any of these things. Nothing against Qataris. I don't care if a Qatari banker come in and bought United. I think it's difficult to find any billionaire as well, by the way, that is going to be completely perfect and hasn't exploited someone along the way. And I know there's a lot of Western hypocrisy when talking about these things. You're getting people, making mad statements and blanket statements about, people and groups. And this isn't what I'm doing here. I just don't ever want United to be state-owned, which I've gone into before. But the facts of the matter are, my opinion doesn't change a damn thing. The British government will bend over for this. Because they will want that investment into the city. And they have already, in Britain, things have already been sold to Qataris and Russians and all different oligarchs. So this isn't anything new to them. I think Harrods is owned by the Qataris as well. So the British government will bend over for it. The history shows the Premier League will allow this to happen as well. And Manchester United will probably end up in the hands of the highest bidder, which I'm guessing will be the Qataris because they seem to have a huge amount of resources there. You hear about Jim Ratcliffe's bid potentially, being laden with $1 billion of debt, which would go on to Ineos. That doesn't sound too appetizing to me either. So this isn't me saying I want Jim Ratcliffe. I don't really want anyone. And I get why people say, so what then? You just want it to stay? No, I don't want the Glazers either. But this is where you kind of end up. And I just like to watch my football team and do all those things. And I would still continue to do that. But I'll say it again. My opinion, and it's just mine. It's not yours. It doesn't have to be yours. I don't care if you've got a different opinion. Is I don't want to be state-owned. And if this is linked to the state, I'd be disappointed. But from a football perspective, it would mean people would be worried about Manchester United again. And that is for sure. It's a historic couple of months coming up for Manchester United off the pitch. And I'm seeing as well, look, I've had my opinion on the Glazers from 2005. I can't stand them. I can't wait to see the back of them. But I've been seeing some people say if the Qataris end up with Manchester United or whatever, United would have lost its soul. Where were you lot on Sky Sports and on the BBC and all these different places when the Glazers were about to take over? Where have you been for the last 17, 18 years? Because the Glazers have stripped us of our soul. Have we got a soul left? Do you know, where were you preventing that? I just find some of it all a little bit hypocritical. But I get why people will come out and be against a state owning something like Manchester United. Because I too am against that. Nevertheless, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I know this is something that splits everyone. And I get a lot of people getting angry at me about my opinion. I don't care what your opinion is. If you're happy with it, that's fine. That's cool. But this is my opinion. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in a bit.